Hey guys, it's Reed. Welcome back to the channel. I just thought I was going to mention that this live will be a little bit more chill, relaxed, laid back. But do keep in mind that the topic is cars in general. So if it's anything about cars at all during the Q&A part, which really won't be that long to get to today in this live, I'm more than happy to answer your questions about car topics of any kind to the best extent of my knowledge of cars. I will say this: I'm not fully, have a huge knowledge of like super old cars, but I do have a decent amount of car knowledge of like certain old cars, but too far back in time, and that might go a little bit past me. Or like certain car parts, because I don't work on cars, so that's another thing. Anyways, I'm gonna open two cars. I may have to get a screwdriver to get one of them shown a bit better, because it's a M2 machines thing, and no matter what version of M2 machines cars you get, you always have to unscrew it with a screwdriver somehow, even if it's just the car by itself or a trailer, or like the car in the box thing. You still have to unscrew it somehow, unless you are lucky enough to find a loose M2 somehow at like a specialty diecast store, which I don't really know if that'll ever happen. Anyways, brand new casting. This is the first one I have in my collection, so this is obviously not for sale, trade, or whatever. It's the 2020 Shelby GT500 carbon fiber track pack. So it's a carbon fiber version of the brand new GT500. Yes, it's a new casting from Auto World. So basically, what makes this one more special compared to the regular one is that the carbon fiber parts make the car somewhat more lighter than the regular version, which means it should have a slightly quicker 0 to 60 time, but top speed's probably about the same. So yeah, I'm gonna open this one now. And yes, the version B of this card is red, so hopefully I can find that one too. That thing should come off. Seems to be a slight defect of some sort. Does the hood open? Should open. Ah, yes it does. Well, there's the hood, so you can see inside the car's awesome 700 plus horsepower supercharged V8 engine. I gotta say, from Auto World, this is a really great casting from them. It's just that I would have liked it better if this thing wasn't on the roof. Alright, well, that's taken care of. So here's this Auto World car, fully unboxed out of the packaging. Looks really nice. It is a premium car, so yeah, obviously it's not going to roll too swell. But it does roll a bit. Next one that I'm opening is the Maui & Sons 1958 Chevrolet Apache Stepside in this like peach cream looking color. Yes, this is a brand new M2 Auto Drivers one. I just saw this at the local Walmart store today. And a few times I just pondered or like questioned my decision of should I buy it or should I not buy it kind of thing. And I ended up buying it because after all, square body trucks at stores wherever they are, no matter what brand it is, if it's not even M2 machines, if it's a cheaper like thing, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, whatever diecast car company makes it, Walmart, Target, King Supers, wherever they sell it, it's going to be gone relatively quick. Even if it's not a Chase, these square body trucks, whether it's a Chevrolet or a GMC one, they're gone relatively quick. So I had to get this one. Not to mention it's cheaper than those other M2 ones that are like $9 to over $9. There it goes. Does that hood open? I feel like it should. I don't want to damage this truck to try to attempt it. To see if it does. Hmm. Do the doors even open? I feel like the doors. Well, something should open. Yeah, that was a bit lower. Seems a little bit off. Center. Hmm. But, besides that slight defect, it still looks pretty nice. Here's the truck. Yeah, I'm not going to try messing with it more until I get that thing screwed off the base completely. All right, so I mean, if people want to see these special cars, they're more than welcome to. Sorry if that's on in the background back there. I was finishing up a game on the PlayStation that I forgot to turn off. But yeah, um, in case anyone was wondering about that, I'll just sum that game up really quickly. I am demolished, outscored my opponent big time, 98 nothing. I'm not even joking. In that game, final score was my team 98, the AI opposing team 0. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that relatively quick. Anyways, back to the topic of cars now. So you know, Q&A time. I mean, if people want to see these specialty chase cars or like treasure hunts or supers, um, just say so. If not, then I probably won't show them as much. But sometimes people like to see them just so they know what to look for if they come across it at their stores. Super Diecast Customs. Hey, thanks for joining the line. Thought I'd just show that one a little quick in case someone wanted to see that or not. Um, so yeah, ask away from cars questions now because I don't want to focus on like these special cars. I want to focus on the questions other people have. Yeah, this super. I I don't know why, but for certain cars, if I like find it really super hard to find one, I start to get a little bit more emotional at times than I would think because they're crazy hard to find. And the day I found these two chases at the same store, I mean, it's not a super treasure hunt or like a premium chase car. Well, technically it is a premium chase, but not like a Hot Wheels or Matchbox premium chase like thing. But I just felt like doing some happy celebration of some sort, or like some sort of happy movement or something of excitement that I found those cars. Now, obviously, yes, with this one, it was a little bit different. I couldn't do like anything crazy, super happy when I found that one, unfortunately. But yeah. Anyways, ask questions away. That's why I'm here right now. I'm here to answer your questions about cars of any sort that you have. I mean, if people want to see these cars so they know what to look for, I'm more than welcome to show them. But if they don't want to see them, that's fine too. But if they want to see them, just in case they're like, hey, can you show me what this car is? Because I'm new to collecting, people will have questions like those at times. All right, so yeah, ask away. Just waiting for questions to show up. And yes, these are a bunch of random cars I found throughout like the past few months or so of when I've collected cars, obviously. So yeah. I want to say all of these cars I've actually found this year, I believe. Yeah, all of these cars are like from I want to say probably maybe even June, as far back as June of this year, but I'd probably say more like late June through September 2022 is all of these cars back here is when I found them. Possibly even earlier for some, because I know that. All right. Let's get the questions answered if people have any. Because, like I did mention, I may or may not be able to do another live this weekend. I just thought I'd let everyone know that that is here. I mean, I'm fine with waiting for questions, but, it's about, almost 11 minutes into the live, and surprised no questions yet. I mean, seriously, I'm doing this live to answer questions, so this is the best time to ask them, because normally my previous lives that I've done lately are, well, my day's going pretty well, actually, because I found this. Yeah, I bought this truck at the local Walmart store today. The Mountain Suns one in the peach cream looking color. And then yesterday, like I said, I found this one. Well, about 1 or 2 days ago, anyways, I found this one. Really excited to find that version B color of that Mustang. I think it's red with black stripes or red with white stripes. So yeah, if people have questions about any car topics outside of Diecast car topics, I will try to answer them to the best extent of my knowledge of cars. So yeah. Anyone have questions about anything at all about cars? Diecast cars, video game cars, real life cars? Well, I'm going to ask you this, Subi Diecast Customs. Are you getting your case from a Walmart or Target store for N-case cars? If you are buying it from online, please be careful of what seller you end up buying that from. Because if you buy it from someone on eBay or buy it from someone on Mercari, they're going to charge double at least, or a few dollars more than $72, because that's how many cars are in a Hot Wheels case, obviously. I will say that the N-Case Treasure Hunt is not the most desirable color of a Subaru car, because Subarus are known for like their more blue-looking colors on the WRX cars than like a basic white color. So I'm kind of surprised that Hot Wheels made a Treasure Hunt version of a car that they've released twice in two different mainline forms, and one of them's kind of more of a Subaru signature-like color. That's just my opinion on that Treasure Hunt, though, in general. Yeah, it's interesting because some of these other channels are saying you should go to this website or this website or this person or that person from like their eBay or Mercari or whatever their website is to like buy these Hot Wheels cars. Yes, A&J Toys. That is a very good site. Playdays Collectibles. If you're subscribed to his channel, um, that's the person I would recommend buying stuff from if people need to do that, because you know, Manny from Playdays Collectibles, he does recommend people buy stuff or go to A&J Toys, whether it's from their website or in person at their store in California. So yeah, let's keep the questions going if there are any. I mean, if we just want to talk about cars and not do questions, I'm fine with that too. I mean, I'm here to do both. I'm here to talk about cars and answer questions about cars. So yeah, I really don't care what'll happen. Okay, well, that's good to know that you're buying it from a trusted person and you've trusted them before, so at least that's good to know. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, for me, I don't buy a full case of cars, and here's why: there's so many fantasy cars in there at times compared to real life cars. It's like, why would you buy the whole case then? That's just how I see it. I mean, that's just my thought or opinion on it. Huh. Have you seen the Zonda R from N case yet, Subi Diecast Customs? Because a lot of people are saying the Zonda R is their favorite mainline car from this year for like the new models that are getting released this year. I mean, I'd say the Zonda is easily my top three favorites from brand new castings for Hot Wheels this year. But once that Aston Martin GTE Vantage comes out in like that lime green looking color, that's probably going to be in my top three or top five as well. Oh, that's true. That diecast giving stuff. Yep. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button too. So yeah, funny story is, um, about this Super that I have in my collection, the Skyline 2001. I'm telling myself I'm not gonna find this car. There are so many JDM collectors all over the USA and outside of USA that are just gonna go crazy ballistic trying to find this Super or that golden Honda Civic Super as well, or like these other Supers that everyone's trying to go after because of how popular they are and how much people could resell them for online if they ever plan on doing that. I mean, obviously, I'm not those reseller kind of dudes, but you know, I just hope that people realize that yes, everyone's going to be after the supers, no matter what kind of super it is. I mean, there's a fantasy super coming out next year, a tuned Batmobile, and someone said it was gold, but then I think it's in red actually because I watched like Y Team Hot Wheels and Ministry of Diecast, one of those few like however many of the diecast car channel updates um channels there are on YouTube to like get previews of what's coming out for the next few year or months ahead of time. Well, next few months ahead of time in the next year of Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars or other premium diecast cars. Um, and they've said that the first 4 or 5 supers of next year for Hot Wheels are going to be painted red. So you want to be on the lookout for red supers for I want to say, let's see, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, so at least B through E case or A through E case, they're all red supers for 2023 ones. You know, this wasn't the only super I've ever found actually. Um, and here's the best part: I did not have to fight collectors over to get this super. That's the best part. I did not have to fight people to find this super. I mean, the card was slightly bent, like someone was about to buy it, but I think that's just a packaging distribution error by Hot Wheels themselves. Like, however it got distributed to a certain store, that's how it ended up getting there. But yeah, that's not the only super I've actually ever found in a store. This is the second one I found, and yes, it's another super, but I found this one a few months ago before finding that Skyline one. And then I think either before or possibly slightly after that one, I've found these two super chases from Matchbox. Yes, they're the same car, just that one of them's in a protector. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The next few times I go to Colorado Diecast, I'm probably gonna get protectors for all of my supers or chase cars that will be able to fit on them. Because if something can't fit on these two, it's fine because these seem to be you know, a little bit bigger than like the Hot Wheels. Yeah. Yeah, it's about the same size as a Hot Wheels Super or Treasure Hunt card or a Matchbox card, but it's hard to tell. So yeah. Unfortunately, I was not able to find this one in the wild, but I'm super happy I have a NASCAR chase in my collection. I mean, out of all the NASCAR chase colors I've seen, this one takes the cake for me. You're probably wondering why. It doesn't have like a food sponsor on it or like a store brand sponsor on it. It's just Allied Bank sponsor. Well, I don't care about the sponsor. I care about the color. And this color is like a teal blue or like an aqua blue color because it's like shinier chrome looking liquid paint job. So yeah. And I've already compared this to the basic version I have of this car. This one is much more shinier, liquid chrome looking color like. So yeah. Um all right. Let's answer some more questions. That's if there are any. And the bizarre thing is, most of the chases I found, except for this one, well, chases as in like treasure hunt supers or ID chase cars, um, or like non Hot Wheels or Matchbox supers, like other basically chases of any kind, no matter what brand they're from. I found probably more than 60, 70, 80, 90% of them at the local Walmart store, surprisingly. Yeah, that's true. I've actually found, yeah, all the supers, the Hot Wheels ones, the two super chases, the green machine, the treasure hunts, the ID chase, everything was found at Walmart except for this one. This one was specially bought at Colorado Diecast because I've never found a NASCAR liquid chase at a Walmart or Target or King Superstore. And I know that what's his channel name? Big A's Diecast. Yes, that's the channel I was just thinking of. He's found I want to say one or two NASCAR liquid chases at a Target or Walmart store. But again, it's very randomized of like what stores will get the chases because from what someone said at Colorado Diecast, the store out there in Parker, they're saying less than about 1 to 5% of their waves are randomized will have a chase in them. So like about 1 to 3% of the NASCAR waves will have a chase in it. So yeah. Um, You know, it's funny you mentioned errors because I do have an error car in my collection, and it's the first one I ever had. And this collector was so nice enough to say, "Hey, you want an error car?" And I told him I don't have an error card in my collection, and the dude just gives me an error car, and I ended up buying it that day. And yes, it's the I want to say L carried into M case error car of the RX-7 in that red color. I have zero clue of how much anyone's going to ask for it online because it's an error car, so those are kind of hard to come across by because most of the time cases will have the cars with the correct like color of car or like everything correct, including the wheels and everything. So yeah, I mean, if we're wanting to talk about most recent chases, these were the two that I found. These are my most recent chases I found. I just thought I'd mention that. Now, this is kind of a unique story. I ran into a collector and his son and someone else at the local Walmart store, and you know, you have to ask people if you're like able to go through stuff, which I really get to do. This was the only time I've ever done that before, really. Well, maybe not only time, but it really just depends on who you run into, I guess, at stores. So yeah, ID Chase, boom. It's the only ID Chase I have, and actually, and was this it? Oh yes, it is. Unicorn case. Yep, unicorn case alert. Super Chase ID treasure hunt. That's what makes it a unicorn case. And the sad thing is, since Hot Wheels has discontinued their ID cars completely now. They're even harder to find than normal. So I'm really lucky to have this now in my collection. And surprisingly, the collector and their son, the other two people there, his this dad and their collector son, well, dad and their son were both collectors. The same day I was at that local Walmart store with them, they were going through cases as well. I found another one of those supers in a dump bin sidekick thing, surprisingly. 2 supers in one day. Part of me is thinking I should have bought the other one, but it's like this kid who's like not even 10 years old, he's probably like, I'm just going to throw a guesstimate out, most likely. This collector's son, they're probably like 5 to 10 years old, somewhere in that age range, is asking me, hey, can I buy this super? Like, he's not trying to ask me to like buy it off my hand, like, I'm reselling it right at the store. What he's saying is that I don't think this kid has ever seen a super in his life before, and I'm saying, sure, you can have it because I have one too. They didn't realize what a Chase ID car was. But, we both came out of that store with a win on the same day. I probably got the luckier win than they did because I got a unicorn case. They got a super. But, a super's a super. So I'm glad they got one. And I did too. I mean, you know what people are saying? If you do stuff like that, it's called sharing the wealth. Like, you leave everyone happy at that store the same day kind of thing. And, that's what you try to do. I mean, depending on what collectors you run into, they might take all of the good stuff and not leave anything behind. But yeah, I let a kid get this super, the 49 Ford F1 in purple. I found a couple of regulars, and I think I have some of those in my collection somewhere. But I just really wanted to make that kid's day because I didn't want to hoard or hug like 2 of the same supers because it's like, why would I need 2 supers? I'm not going to do anything with another super besides maybe open it or sell it someday in the future if I even need to. But when I say the future, it's like more than 4+ years down the road from now. So yeah, I'm really glad I gave that kid a super that day for him and his dad's collection. So yeah, that was a really nice thing to do. However, if it was a not so nice collector, it would have been a little bit more different, in my opinion. But even then, this is what I would have done if I had bought 2 supers. I would have just given it to that kid anyways, or given it to of like, if I ran into a first-time collector who's like never seen a super before, that's who I also would have given it to. But you hope that sometimes these first-time collectors are like really nice. So yeah. Anyways, let's keep this going. I'm not sure when I'm ending this live because I do have a kind of busy day tomorrow. So that's kind of the other thing. I don't know exactly when I'm ending this live. I mean, this live's almost gone for 30 minutes, which, to be honest, if I had gotten stuff done a little bit sooner later on today, probably would have been here for a bit over an hour, but yeah. Oh, I think Zelda Diecast Racing is joining this live, or he's trying to, because there's another thumbs up. Andy, are you here? I know Zelda Diecast Racing is trying to join this live. I just don't see him in the chat feature mode yet. I know Zelda Diecast Racing should be here, but I don't seem to find them in the chat. Because I know someone else just hit the thumbs up button. Oh, someone else is here now. I wonder if that's Zelda Diecast Racing, aka Andy. Well, I hope they are here. I don't know if they'll join the chat feature or not, but I know they have in the past few times I've done lives on my channel. Oh, they're back again. I think they keep coming back and going. Like I said before this live, people are busy, and I think that's one of the channels that can get busy at times. I mean, all of these diecast car channels can be busy, no matter what day it is, really. I mean, some people have busier days than others. Some people might have slow, laid back, relaxing days at times. Oh, there's another thumbs up. Wow. Whoever hit the thumbs up button again, thanks. Zelda Diecast Racing, thanks for joining. So like I said, Andy, this is not a racing live. This is just a chilled, relaxing, laid back questions and answers live. The reason is because it's kind of late at night for me here, so I'm gonna not do the subscribers choice race 7 live just yet. So yeah, I hope you understand that. Not much Zelda Diecast Racing. Thanks for stopping by in the chat feature, Andy. Glad to see you finally made it in there. So yeah, we're just talking about anything cars related, really. Well, I'm not really doing any racing, unfortunately, right now, because it's kind of late for me. But if there's any questions people have about diecast cars of any kind, or outside of diecast cars, but cars topics of any kind, just ask them right now, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability and knowledge. I mean, I'm here to talk about diecast cars, video game cars, real life cars, or answer questions about those kind of car topics. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, please ask them. So Andy, do you have any questions for me about car topics of any kind? Well, let me know if you do. I mean, yeah, Andy, I was literally just mentioning that people can get busy on any given day, even during the weekends too, with like anything. So yeah, um, just here to talk about cars or answer questions about cars. Oh, that's cool, Subi. I think Andy may or may not. Um, oh, the truck. This truck. Yeah, it is a nice find, along with this Mustang from Auto World. Hmm. Oh, um, just gonna keep on waiting for car topic stuff to happen. Well, um, there's anything about cars, just let me know. I mean, it's good to see people talking, but was hoping for a more car related talk somehow. Well, most recently, I probably found more than 10 something Hot Wheels cars. I found like well over 100 something Hot Wheels cars at like Walmart and the other stores I've been to, but I don't buy all of them, obviously. Yeah, I don't buy as many cars as I see. I mean, because this is a new casting for Matchbox, the Tesla Model Y. I've had this one for like a few weeks. Um, and then there's a few other new cars over there that I've shown in the video not too long ago. And actually, I am able to do this right now. Super and mainline comparison. Just thought I'd do that. Not many race cars per se. Like if you're talking about like GT class, for like the basic version of Le Mans style race cars, I haven't found any of those lately. I mean, if you're talking about, all right, and we got a weirdo. I'm sorry, but I'm reporting him. Uh, hey, Andy. They want to know exactly where I live, like with the details and everything, and I do not tell that to people. I mean, yeah, you could say I live in the U.S., but I don't want someone to find out exactly where I live because I don't share information like that. And the reason is because, well, yeah, obviously that's why I'm doing this live thingy right now. But can we steer away from the topic of where certain people live because I don't want someone to find out where I live exactly because that's really going to make people feel a little bit uncomfortable. And this is why I mentioned that the topic was about cars. All right. To answer that question for PK's Hot Wheels, I have not found that yet. I know a few other channels have, like Hot Off the Rails and Honest Diecast. I'm Derek, and I think Big A's Diecast has found PK. So it seems to be like more in the eastern and western parts of US are getting PKs at like Walmart or Target stores. It just really depends on like which area you're in those states. But I'm not going to go into like crazy super specific details about every single thing where those cases are dropping because I don't know where they're dropping. But yeah, within due time, obviously, I know my local Walmart store is going to get PKs. I just don't know when it'll happen. Oh, that's cool, Subi Diecast Customs. You found PKs. Subi Diecast Customs. Did you get the Aston Martin Vantage GTE, the lime green race car? Or was it like picked over stuff and there wasn't many good cars to choose from? Subi Diecast Customs. Because some people they leave stuff behind. Other people they'll take stuff. So it's really hard to tell. Yeah, the bizarre thing is, countries like overseas, like outside of USA, like even countries in Europe are like probably going to get newer cases soon. And I know people in Australia are finding new cases as well too ahead of us. Like the Asian Pacific countries, I didn't even realize that they're on to B case for 2023 Hot Wheels cars already. I mean, I've seen a few preview videos. Okay. All right. So Zelda Diecast Racing and Super Diecast Customs. If you two see anything like weird happening in the chat, like trying to make people make me or like you two feel a little bit like cringy somehow, or like a little bit freaked out or creeped out in a way, please do realize that stuff like that is not acceptable for any channel, because we are here to talk about safe and appropriate stuff for YouTube. I hope everyone totally understands that, because I've been on a few other lives lately that where people have had like some weird stuff happen on their lives, and I've made a few people on my channel moderators as well to like deal with that kind of stuff. So if anyone sees anything bizarre, I won't consider making someone a moderator to get rid of those weirdos on the commenting stuff, and well, not commenting on the chat feature mode. Yeah. I understand that some people are okay with those spam things and they just ignore it, but for me, it makes me feel a little bit freaked out, or like creeped out in a way, because it's like some people are trying to know a bit too much about people, and they don't need to do that on YouTube. I mean, the only reason they ever would is if you're like sending Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars to a fellow collector. But that's even through email, and email's not connected through YouTube. I mean, technically, in an interesting turn of events kind of stuff, your email is connected to your YouTube, but when you send an email, it doesn't go to like YouTube. So yeah, the only reason I'm mentioning email stuff is that's one of the ways people end up sending diecast cars to other channels. Well, see, that's the problem, Andy. I just wasn't expecting that to happen. I mean, I know that when I do lives later in the evening, like about 9 or so, there will be a bunch of like random spammers in the chat feature somehow who aren't even subscribed to my channel. So yeah. I mean, yes, I should have probably hit the subscribers only mode, or they even have a brand new mode on YouTube saying like something commentary, like live commentary, trusted users only kind of thing. And if I click that mode, it's probably going to narrow it down to like these are people he can trust on his channel to join the live stream and chat in the chat feature about anything he wants to mention that's YouTube appropriate. So yeah, well, about 16 minutes. Well, and Subi Diecast Customs, in case you didn't notice, I just made you a moderator on my channel. So Subi Diecast Customs, you now have the ability, if you see a spammer person join this live and mention something that's not appropriate, you can report them or remove them from the chat or put them in a timeout. And if they keep coming back multiple times after you put them in timeout mode, one of us can just report them, and they should be going away. All right, Super Diecast Customs. I think Free Talk is one of those spam kind of people who came back again. Although it's hard to tell. Yeah, I really should have done that. But, it's a bit too late for that. I mean, if I edit this, it'll probably be a bit too late for that to happen. All right. Oh, I wonder if customization mode is where we need to go. Yeah, customization. Is that it? I'm changing it right now, actually. Alright, I just switched it. It's subscribers only mode. I literally just switched it because apparently I'm able to do that. One time, I think it was either me or someone on my channel as a moderator, ended up putting someone in timeout. And I want to tell you a story, Andy, when I was doing a live stream about cars or video game stuff later in the day. This person who was in timeout, they just kept coming back over and over and over again and again and again. Like they did not want to leave that live and just talk about a bunch of stuff way off topic outside of the cars or video game talk. And they weren't even anyone subscribed to my channel. They were a spam bot person from YouTube. So it's not the free talk person in this live. It's from a live stream from a few months or so ago in the past. And this person just did not want to give up talking about completely random stuff. And I did not like that. So in the end, they had to get reported. Anyways, yeah. Like you said, Dundee, let's refocus and go back to car talk. I haven't asked this, but what have you all been finding lately for diecast cars? I mean, it doesn't have to be just for collecting. It could be for anything, really. Like, has anyone that's here in the chat feature mode right now, has anyone found like any new Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels cars, Hot Wheels or Matchbox Premium cars, muscle machines, M2 machines, Johnny Lightning, Auto World, Tarmac Works, Mini GT, Brago, Maisto, any diecast car stuff? Has anyone found any new stuff recently? Doesn't have to be chases. I mean, it could be if you're that lucky. Or NASCARs, even. Forgot to mention that. So yeah, if anyone's found anything cool, let me know, because I will try to watch those videos when I can. If not, then I'll still watch the other videos to catch up as well. Because this is something that I will mention during my videos or lives, more likely on my live streams, is I will try to watch as many diecast car channels when I'm able to, when I'm free and not busy. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Well, I know this is not of importance of car talk in general, but I just thought I'd mention this live has been going on for closer towards an hour, which, like I said, I have zero clue of when I'm planning on ending this live stream today. But unfortunately, I do have a somewhat busy day tomorrow. And to sum it up, it's not about car talk stuff, so I don't want to go into too much talk about that right now. So yeah, yes, I did know that. I've actually used some of those moving parts cars on my 6-lane Hot Wheels track. Unfortunately, they're a little bit slower than the regular cars, and the reason is they have like those special parts on the car. I mean, this is a moving parts car compared to an actual car. They might feel about the same, but somehow the moving parts car feels a little bit more heavier when I'm comparing them right now. Like, see, this is a moving parts car because the door's open, and this is a regular Hot Wheels car. I'm comparing them right now, and the moving parts car feels a little bit more heavier. That's all I'm saying, just based off a comparison. That's interesting that a moving parts car would be fast. Well, again, you have a different setup. Your setup is different than mine. That's kind of why. See, my track, there's no turns or anything. It's just a straight drop, and that's why they go fast down the track. I mean, if I was to make a track with like turns and stuff somehow, then the cars would go down the track a little bit more different. Because that not the 6-lane track that I have, but the 4-lane track, there's a different version of it where I could set it to a hill climb mode, where these cars have to go above a circular loop like thing just to even finish the race. Actually, regular Matchbox cars can go down the 6-lane track really good. I mean, this is a regular Matchbox car. It's not a moving parts one, but it went down my track in less than even 3 seconds, actually. I mean, yes, it's a Tesla SUV. It's kind of heavy, but surprisingly, it went down the track a little bit quicker than I thought it would. Well, any other questions about car stuff in general? I mean, it doesn't have to be just diecast cars. It could be about any car topics at all. Well, here's the thing. My collection of cars I actually use for all the events I do. So basically, my collection is I have cars that I will use for racing events, and then I have cars that I won't use as often as some of these other ones because from like my toy car hockey and baseball events, I try to use newer cars at times. Some people might find that a little confusing, like why would you want to ruin a new car kind of thing, if it's even a basic car? Well, most of what happens is I race new cars down the track, then I end up using them in sports, or sometimes it's the other way around. I'll use them in the sports stuff first and then race them. But either way, in the end, I just use the cars to enjoy them in any way I can, whether it's collecting or like playing with them for fun, whether it's racing, toy car hockey, or toy car baseball, or other stuff. So well, yes, that is true. Um, I will say that the rubber tire cars are much slower down the track. So it's like, if you were to race like a premium car, like a M2 Machines car, Johnny Lightning, Auto World, or Greenlight car, those are going to be way slower down the track compared to your Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars. They're even slower, well, not as slow, but still slower than like the NASCARs because the NASCARs don't use rubber tires. Those are like a different plastic, but they're not the same plastic that Hot Wheels or Matchbox basic cars use. Well, see, I don't do racing all the time during the lives because other people, you know, they want to have time where I can answer their questions about car stuff too. Because how can I put this nicely, Andy? People want to talk about cars at times, so it's like I'll make a live for that, and then other times I'll make a live for car baseball or car hockey or car racing. But I don't do car racing all the time because if I do that, like every single day of every single week and weekend, um, it's going to get a little bit repetitive, and I don't want it to be repetitive. That's all I'm saying. Like, I want to mix it up a bit. Like, I'll do a live about toy car sports, whether it's hockey or baseball, or I'll do a live about toy car racing, or I'll do a live where I just show cars and then talk about cars in the same live kind of thing, or I'll do a live about video game stuff, whether it's like car video games or other video games that I normally play that would be obviously YouTube appropriate. So yeah, I almost want to like change the about my channel kind of stuff, saying on this channel you'll find stuff about toy car sports, toy car racing, toy car like collect well collecting show and tell like stuff, and also video game stuff that's like cars or like professional sports stuff or college sports stuff. Yeah, Super Diecast Customs. I'm surprised you didn't know that sooner because every time I race premium cars, the non-premiums end up winning all the time. I thought I'd just show this. This is a Zamac Ferrari. This was a new for 2013, so this car's technically 9 years old when it came out in the stores. This is a Zamac Ferrari F12 Berlin, by the way. There are headlight details, but no taillight details. Well, I mean, if you're talking about heavier Hot Wheels, like non-premium, it really, I mean, every time I do a race down my track, it's a complete mystery of like who ends up winning somehow. But sometimes lighter cars will win, sometimes heavier cars will win. It really just depends on when I release them and which car hits the uh, thing that activates the winner lane 1 through 6 thing on the track. Yeah, so this is a little sad. I'm sorry if I'm gonna get emotional too when I'm saying this, but Hot Wheels has lost their Ferrari license. They couldn't find a way to pay them to license Hot Wheels to make Ferrari cars. Well, Hot Wheels couldn't pay Ferrari enough to like keep their brand, so Hot Wheels could make more and more Ferrari cars. And Hot Wheels just made a huge mistake on that because now Tarmac Works or Mini GT or all these other premium brands that are not Hot Wheels or Matchbox that aren't under Mattel brand, because I don't think Matchbox has made a new Ferrari car in years even. And I'm starting to wonder, does that relate to the Hot Wheels losing their license thing for Ferrari because they are both under Mattel now? Part of me says yes, it is. The other part of me is like, Matchbox is not Hot Wheels. They are two different companies, even though they are owned by the same company now. So Matchbox technically could make new Ferrari cars, but I haven't heard anything saying they are, so it's still a surprise if they will do it. I mean, I'd be happy if Matchbox made new Ferrari cars because they would be cheap compared to Mini GT or Tarmac Works. Because that Tarmac Works Ferrari over there that I have was about like 25 to 40 something dollars. So yeah. Well, I'm not sure how to really respond to like who's the most active on Diecast car racing, because there's another channel called Ghost Joker and Let's Go Picking for Diecast. He buys cars and then he just races them on his track, but he lets his subscribers choose which car they want to be in every time he does a race, and he has to make sure it's at least 6 cars because he has a 6-lane track just like I do. And he'll actually go to like flea markets or go to like Walmart, Target, King Supers, or other stores in his area. So yeah. Well, I mean, Ghost Joker, his channel for his racing name, is separate from his Let's Go Picking for Diecast channel name. So he literally has 2 channels: one for finding the diecast cars and then one for racing them. And he actually has like a few other people help him out during the racing. Like he goes through this like tub or bin of cars, and he will make sure he finds the exact car they are looking for so they can race in it. And if he says sorry that's being used by someone else, then the people will understand that and pick a different car. But yeah, to be honest, I don't really know how many comments his racing videos get. Or like there's another person's channel who does diecast car racing, Chris Cage 2X or whatever their channel name is. He does a lot of diecast car racing too. I mean, there are quite a lot of diecast car racing channels. There's what's her name? I mean, Mustang Hunter Diecast, aka Jason, he does diecast car racing too. Sure, he has a collection, but he'll actually do racing as well. But in like my opinion or theory, not all of these channels are solely focused on diecast car racing. Some are focused on like racing and collecting. Some are focused on like collecting more than racing, and yeah, obviously some are about both. I mean, but yeah, I do actually agree with what Shelby is saying. I mean, having other things to do besides just racing and still being able to make it to all these channels, that is really commitment, I will say. Well, I think this is a good time to cut the live because it is about a little over an hour. Well, almost a full minute over an hour now. So, bye everyone. Thanks for watching and joining me on this live today. Hopefully, I'm able to make another live sometime tomorrow or Sunday of this weekend. Like I said before, if I'm unable to, I will just let you know that it's gonna have to wait till like the next week or weekend when I do it. So yeah, and I normally haven't said this on like all of my lives lately, but I really truly do appreciate everyone subscribing to my channel. Well, yeah, that's true, Salva. Your channel. So yeah. Anyways, this is gonna be the ending of the live. Time to wrap it up. I do really appreciate everyone subscribing to my channel. Next time, it's probably going to be more of a. I want to say it's going to be a racing live, but it may not be. That's the thing. I mean, it really just depends on what I feel like doing. Because you know, like I said before, it might be a car racing live, whether it's like down the track or like the cars in the line, kind of thing, where I just move them by hand, or it'll be like video game racing stuff for like video game car type things. So yeah, thanks Andy and Sylvie Diecast Customs. Yeah, thank you too for joining the chat feature. And if for some reason I ended up hurting someone's feelings in any way, I really am truly sorry about that. So yeah, but with that out of the way, time to end the live. Bye everyone, thanks for watching and joining me on this live today. If you weren't able to make it, like always, just leave a comment when this live shows up on my channel, whenever that happens to be, whether it's tomorrow or Sunday. Alright, well, I'm gonna end the live on something really quick, just because I want to do it. And hold on. I want to end the live on a slightly different ending part. Alright, gonna end the live showing these cars. Thanks for being here, everyone. See you next time on my next Cars or Video Games video or live stream. Well, if I do make a live, you'll obviously know that I always make a video before going live. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone.